Right, welcome. Okay, welcome along to the SGORA 200 for 2024, round 3 of the SAORRA South Australian Off-Road Racing Series Championship. I shall be attempting to bring all sorts of bits and pieces there to you today. Running the show by myself, so apologies if you're struggling to see. I'm inside the fantastic facilities we have here in Port Germein, and we're attempting to keep all of the water out of everything. She's a little bit messy here today, but that's the way it goes. So I hope the broadcast will work out all right once we get everything together here. So it's just part of the fun. So we'll do our best to keep you informed as the day goes on. But it looks like we're away. Geez, it snuck on me there. So here we've got our start line, and we've got quite a bit of rain. Sorry about trying to focus on everything else, but my window's broken here at the moment. There we go. There's that look. There we go. That's a bit clearer. On the start line now, we've got the GCR Rhino. That's who we've got there at the moment. That there is a Pro Light, which is a 3.5 litre machine, belonging to, of course, Matt Curtis. Now, Matt is away for his day. Thanks very much to Filmer Delivery, Kapunda 4x4, Prize Automotive, Ronco Engineering, and Barossa Earthworks. And coming back in there is Toby Ryman. So he's might have got a problem already. Next on the starting line, as we shift the cameras here. We've got the Fitzgerald machine. That's Andrew Fitzgerald there in the 9 02. Yes, he's got Shannon navigating for him this weekend. It's an Element Prodigy, made in 2013. And this is a 6-litre Chev powering this bus. Very conservative start for those guys. Oh, here the wheel spin. It is extremely muddy out there. Not as bad as what some people would think, but definitely all the cars that chose to go for a look lap this morning are absolutely caked in mud. And as someone mentioned there before, the mud's going to make things very heavy for people out there today. So let's hope that everything's working out here. Let's have a look here. We'll go there. 4. Got 4 BDs. Camera's not working. Oh, those things. Turn it on there. Here we go. Is that working now? Yes, it is. Excellent. So as I said, I'm totally here by myself today. Terribly sorry we won't have any other footage than what you're seeing here at the moment, because I've got my good cameras out, so the vision is good. So we're broadcasting around the planet on Big Bad Breeders YouTube channel. Hopefully that's all coming out pretty good there. Hello to you out there today. We have a look at 184. This is Evan Lampard. He's running SAORRA Championship here. He's got Leo Crading navigating for it. It's a sub-cross, of course. Chili Aston Roller Pro Line. He's 3.5 litres. Like I said, second outright in the SAORRA Championship so far, with some very good finishes. That's the track. One of a different look, but basically that's where we are in dry conditions. But out here today, that's what we're looking at. We're waiting for another car to come to the start. I'm not sure he can slip out there in the lineup. Not sure whether there's a problem or not. He did not go out and do a lap there this morning. But there he goes. The 999 is off. Now, obviously, the car is having a bit of a hesitation in getting out to the start line there. Next up, we're seeing our 134 race car, which is, of course, David Hall with Matt Hall navigating. This is a Murphy buggy, built 1997. Wow, making it a bit hard for me to film. But anyway, we're recording everything. We'll catch up a bit later. So there's the start line. The starters waiting for the season here. Basically, like last. 074. You know who that is, don't you? That is Class 10, which is David Adams. This is a Desert Rat built in 2002. It's a DR1 Desert Rat. Honda K4 engine, thanks to Scooters and Mobility Adelaide. SBH Engineering, like Shop and Proud Race engines. Beautiful looking machine on the start line there. please share around the vision that we've got here this weekend. We've got a lot of people. Shout out to Murray and Julie Rogers, offroadracing.com.au. Yes, it's doing this expense level. You can just see how slippery it is, because right out the front here, it's actually pitched laid by mini paved bitumen, funnily enough, being private property owned by the Barclays. Hello, Brenda, and thank you for letting us play in your paddock again. About a 22k a lap back. Next on the start line, the 105.5. This is Adrian Gardner and his sports line. This is the sale. We'd like to thank Adrian Gardner, Electrical, Neil Automotive, Ursex Motorsport, and Waters Mechanical. Yes, it is for sale. We'll get on to all of the available websites. You can find all the details of this car. It is a Bond roll cage car, which is an unusual buggy. Built in 2019, but ready to have another thrash there and show how good this machine is. So waiting for it to start now. So right, we can see that little tyre in the corner. That's where it turns back into third. Just see how extra slippery that track gets after that. Then you can hear, I think it's going. There's a certainly giving it heaps. She gets over the one jump over there. Well done, he's away. Yeah, just say that. There's territory. Beautifully presented Southern Cross this car. This is Darren Wright with Chloe Wright navigating alongside. This is a Honda K24. I'd like to thank Chloe Wright, Outback Crane Hides, and Jay Signs, Territory Hire, DJ Smart Off-Road Mechanical, Brake and Clutch, and AU Racing. Thanks to Sportings. Pocket occasionally later as he gets his event underway. Super slippery out there. Speaking of super slippery, this is Blair John. Dang. So, Southern Cross, it's a pro light, which means it's maximum 3.5 litre natural aspirated. 5 Southern Cross, built in 2010 to Cooper Johns. Alongside with Blair driving today. Blair's the youngest boy, the Johns family, and he's 21, his brother's 23. Blair's a boilermaker. Cooper is a diesel mechanic. Toyota, 3.5 litre there for these boys. So extremely slippery. Next on the start line, Luke Moody with Tom Curvature, navigator. Luke's a surveyor. Todd's a. So it's been a good bloke. Well, I've just been told there that the link that I put in Facebook isn't working. So what I'll do is get Moody away. What you need to do is look up the big bad BD site. It was working before. I'll have another go at it. And one I've got here now says it's live. So I'll share this to Facebook. And we'll see if this link works. Next on the start line, we've got the MS machine, $6.99. This is Michael Parham and Then Steve Mulder there in a 10 MX3. I'd like to thank A1 Pool Paving, Auto 1 Port Augusta, SA Pool Services for getting them on the racetrack today. As I said, apologies if things seem to be a little bit delayed here. That's because they are. No, fun with that. I'm trying to do every little job here. Let's help Mr. SGORA out. Barclays out. Be back ready for the mini page in 50 later on in the year. But at the moment, we're on the start line. This is 6-2-3. This is Jeff Brennan. Jeff Brennan in the Brett meeting. Can MX3. Thanks to Loveday 4x4 Park. Ronco Native, Sean's Mobile Mechanic. And you'd like to thank Sean's Mobile Mechanic twice. He really likes Sean. Good on you. So a bit of a fun day. Some of the cars come out on track. Everyone's basically doing one lap. There's a starting order for this afternoon's laps. So waiting for another car to come up on the start line. Six, 2, 8 off the start line there. Said apologies for not catching everyone here. I'm still mucking around with the cameras. Trying to get it. Yeah. 6 to 8. It's a new car for Ben. Still a Can-Am Maverick X3, thanks to Simon Herman. He'd like to thank Cabinet Systems, D&D Mechanical, Loveday 4x4 Park. And Ronco Motors, SGORA. And here comes a late starter too. That's a finisher. Oh. That did not take long. Now, so on the start, I've still got the start out in there. 6-1. Double free. This is also 3-8. This is front 3-8. It's a Jack Livingston and Jake France. The side by side turbo X3. So you go jump there. Point. Now coming through on the start line there. There's Steve. 281. This is Corey Hayworth. Jai Hayworth alongside. He's 13 years old. He's a student. It's his first run, basically, or fourth race, it says here. Southern Cross Mark 4 built in 1989. It's got a Mitsubishi 1600 V6 motor in this beast. Wow. It's off. Starting at SGORA and running. And coming back into view. Yes, very sideways. Andrew Fitzgerald. There he goes. Coming up to start now. There's the 256. This is Mark and Ryder Taylor, father and son team here. Ryder's a full drive tech. Mark's a sales manager. They'd like to thank Tough Edge Products, Pit Mats, Work Mats, Chelsea's, SGORA, First Sport Supercheap, and his wife, of course. Well done. This is Taylor. There goes the boys there today. You probably see how close the track is to the Augusta Highway in the background there. What a beautiful facility here. This is Spencer Golf Off-Road Racing Association's home track. And of course, this is also the home track for the Mini Pave 250 is coming up in August. So I got another competitor coming up. This is Evan Lampard in Southern Cross. He's really having a great run in this car. Beautiful finish. As I said, this is just one lap of the 22-kilometre course, approximately. And this was decided starting order for this afternoon. They've already basically hand-picked a pretty close starting order to get everyone away so they can hold each other up, which is a fantastic job by the committee here. A lot of new people associated with the sport. We welcome them with open arms here. They're coming in for another finish. The 999, that's Cy Heaslip in the Jimco single-seater, formerly owned by Trevor Copeland, who unfortunately passed away the other day. And really keeping up with Trevor. And the rest of the family there, putting on service for them later on. This car is going to be overtaken pretty quickly by Matt Hall. 1027. Another one of these guys I'm going to catch up with. It's Jim Golden Champion, Yellow Stack. And it's at the 134 chasing down. So if you're looking at the two pictures here, the next side he's a bit of lost. Kicking around in the background there. So good at pictures here. Beautiful. Track conditions here, as you can see. Yes, I'm inside the building. Too wet to have all this equipment outside, but you can't look after it. So he's talking to our officials here. Must be a bit of a problem. He's a very experienced competitor. Cy Heaslip was an Australian champion back in the 90s with his single-seater. Which had a big thumping 2.7-litre Type 4 Volkswagen motor. Gee, time for a bit of a refresher here. Cheers to everyone at home, having a watch. Welcome. Thanks for being here. But as the glass cleans, should be able to see a little bit better angle here and there. Sorry for everything, a little bit of an angle, but it's just the way it is out here. Probably spent a bit of time later this afternoon with everything being pretty good, but basically out the back there, you probably see cars. A little bit foggy. It's trying to line up on the focus on the window. Sorry about that, folks. Keep adjusting things as we go. So we've got about a bit over 20 plus cars. We had a few guys have some unfortunate problems before the event. Shout out to Ben Passmore and his crew that blew up his Toyota 4AG motor and wasn't able to get one back there in time fast enough. Hopefully they're out here enjoying the event this weekend. Be back out here pretty soon. So we've got a few more cars coming in here. Got there, got 105. That's down right racing. Thank you, sorry, I was trying to play all sorts of games. Looks like we've eventually we'll have a system here to give you some lap times. As I said, all of the got Courtney Strawberry to the Clark courses this weekend. There's another side-by-side comes in and past us. That's a 6-1-3. That is Luke Moody. And his Can-Am is having a sensational season after coming away from being a drifter and enjoying the fact that he's racing off-road in the SGORA 200. There's the details. Free entry down here. Plenty of space though. But come on down. Coming in for another finish. Yeah. Yes, to go. 6, 9, and 9. And that one there, I'll get the list of all these guys eventually. That's Michael Harper. Nice bloke. Had a good chat with him this morning. Yes, you want to get a bit of an idea of what the track looks like to start on. There's a still shot of our officials waiting for the start. So yeah, muddy there. So that's why they're on the bottom corner there. Let's just give you a bit of a background. Seeing the two screens. You can hear in the background quite a few cars making noise. Seems to get a little bit more angle on these cars. Like you. So dance around here. Who's that going to be? Six, two, three. That's Jeff Brennan. In the Can-Am X3 2018. Excellent runs out of that car. So we'll be running here for most of the day. The idea is to get a few laps this afternoon, providing the course allows it. So it's always a measure to whether or not we can recover the car. That's where the decision is made. Full drive, don't get stuck, or they can go out there and recover. Therefore, if there is a medical emergency or anything like that, these guys can get out there and get some help, bring back some excellent medical facilities that we have here, Port Germein. Another one of our side-by-sides comes through finish. That's 6, 2, 8. I know that is that man, of course. With Fatchin, the cabinet maker, and his son Heath. Rather big boy. See to see. Beautiful conditions out here. No sign of dust. When I drove up here from Adelaide yesterday, rain stopped not far before Port Pirie. It was fantastic. So I'm driving on the access track. I had to pull back and stop. So I was getting dusted out while I carried around in front of it. So definitely a lot of chances of people to see other competitors on the track in front of them. Be able to make a little bit of time here and there. It's always a good thing to get a lap in. And if you want to know what the track looks like, I'll be running a bit of a video there. This is Adam's Aerial Services. He was up here filming this last year for the Mini Pave 250, which again will be running in August. So they've got us booked up here to do drone work, and I'll tell you, we would not be able to fly today. Just too much moisture makes it too dangerous. And have to be fairly clear conditions to get the drone up. So hence why you're seeing every little bit of vision here coming out of the, as it's labelled on the door, commentating the Wilson's office here. Manager, been lucky enough to share this with Toby Cooper a couple of years ago. Shout out to Toby Cooper and crew up there in Wirialda. Hope you're enjoying the telecast, been communicating back and forth. Great supporter of off-road racing in Australia is Toby Cooper. Should be around for many, many years, and it was a very enjoyable experience having him here. He might say it's a bit hard to work with, but that's how everybody is when they're under pressure, working together. But fantastic. He really does love his off-roading, being born and bred as an off-roader. So one day might get him back down here. You never know your luck. Current economic situation is affecting a lot of this. Hence why you're just only seeing me here. I'm doing this. It's a bit of a favour and a warm-up for the SGORA 250. You can see it lap there. Going back to the main camera, you can see someone sneaking around out there. Another Can-Am on its way in. Just like there. Let's have a look. Yes, that is the 6138 machine. The biggest number Can-Am here. Jack Livingston, Jake Marks. Big crew are out there. Come and talk to me. I want to know a little bit more information about you. I'll be walking around harassing people again after the race concludes today. As you can see, she's just a little bit messy out there still. I can't pan a lot because, fortunately, the windows are the best. It's been raining. What a surprise. Coming into us now, this looks very much like Corey Hayworth in his Class 2. Was for sale, I seem to remember a while back. Pretty sure if you ever talk to him, he'd like to thank Jetworks at Longstone for helping the 281 Southern Cross Mark 1989 home. That's all he wants to be mentioned is Jetworks at Longstone. Come down and see Corey. And Jai Hayworth, navigating today, 13-year-old, and I'll tell you, he is definitely a small stature lad at that age, but old enough to be in the car. And he will be making the right-hand side of that side-by-side very light. So power-to-weight ratio is always a good thing. So the calculations for that Can-Am being also very close. Pretty good. Now coming in is another one of our Class 2 competitors. This is Mark Taylor, Boomer Racing. Boomer the buggy. There he goes. Inside here, and it's probably just as well. I've got towels, cloths, stuff everywhere here to try and keep most electronics alive here today. So that's the fun of off-road racing here at Port Germein. Beautiful place. If you get a chance to come up this way, it's a little bit north of Port Germein, Sandfire Road is the address that you'd like to select in your GPS, Google Maps, Garmin, whatever you've got. Program Sandfire Road, Phire, Sandfire, and you will find the entry to this place. Free to get in today. Free to get in. Absolutely magnificent. Have a look. That's the pit area there. You see all of the spectator area. We've got covered spectator area. There's full catering here. The catering is second to none. It is sensational here trackside. So the event in the pits sounds strange in the light. All a bit muddy there today. We're on camping in the background. Specifically for spectators. So come on down. A bit of a look with us here today. Don't forget, we're on tomorrow as well. We're looking at an 8:30 start tomorrow morning. Sure, I don't wait. So if you're wondering why I'm not panning very much, that's why. Can't see through the windows when it's all wet. No. We can focus through here. So bear with us. We hope that things will change. So next competitor brings it in here. Oh, super and he's right off the track. Coming back again and finding it super slippery on the outside there. Can't quite see. But here he comes. There he is. Wow, 9027, that's a bit of a slippery ride, isn't it? Wow. That's a Class 10 belonging to Jim Gold and the Chef. And I'd like to thank Jazz Warehouse and Logistics for helping Jim and Alan out there today. And they made extremely wide corner of that. Fisher's walking back there. So that could be our last car coming through, I'm entirely sure. So it's not raining cats and dogs here at all. You can probably see in the background, it's what a grey cloud. But the ground is definitely wet, but not to the point that you can't walk around or move around. So beautifully rolled and prepared pits, catering area, camping area. Ian comes out here with his heavy machinery with a whole lot of volunteers. Being the Spencer Golf off-road weekend, the SGORA 200. All of the officials here this weekend, we'd like to thank them very much. So I do have a list of sponsors here somewhere. I'll dig it all up. So let's have a look through here. Some sponsors' names for you. Now, first of all, I'd like to mention Carlton Motors. 97 Carlton Parade, Port Augusta. That is, of course, Heat Slip in the 999 single-seater here this weekend. That's a great place, Carlton Motors there. The mechanical repairs, oil and transmission specialist, Heat Slip, 8642-2703, a Subaru and Volkswagen experts from his father having the dealership many years ago. So thank you very much for support for Heat Slip. Running back, I'd also like to thank Shane Waters of Waters Mechanical and Fabrication. He's located in Port Augusta. Number 3, Brooks Street. You can contact him on 08-8641-1095. Thank you very much to Waters Mechanical. Scott Watson. He's an electrician. I met him yesterday without knowing it. He came to my aid. I fell to the ground unexpectedly and managed to barrel roll. And Scott was the first bloke to come to my assistance and help me back up. Drunk? No. Just, if you guys don't know, I've got a replacement hip. So it makes it a little bit fun when the signal doesn't always register with the leg from the brain and you don't lift your leg big enough and over you go. Unfortunately, that was me. So thanks very much to Scott Watson. Available for any electrical work. You can contact him through the website there. So thanks, Scott. Now, here's someone we want to mention. The big smile on our faces. Don't forget, it's the facilities that are watching. And in a very muddy spot there at the moment. Just turn that and have a look at my Facebook page, Lyndon Wilson, LYNDON, WILS. And you'll see some photos from this morning. And get onto the SAORRA website. They on Facebook, they'll be able to give you some other photos as well of exactly what's going on out here. But this is the SGORA 200. As you can see, free entry. Camping, $10 per person. Children 12 and under free for camping. Oh, look at that, 12-year-olds. No worries, don't have to pay for them. Showers and toilets. Superb. Canteen all day, Friday night. Very nice last night on Saturday night. No glass on the property, please, and bring your cash. Everyone likes cash. So there's what's happening out here with my two cameras I've got set up today. One to my right, one to my left, funnily enough. And we'll be waiting for some racing to continue as they give everyone a chance to refuel, reset, bit of a quick clean as they allocate more and more starting positions as per the time lap, which has just happened. I dare say there's probably going to be a couple of cars to be recovered because I can't see them all. And I haven't been able to note down all of them as they come past. No surprise there, says a lot of people who can't. Right, well, that's true. I look very much, the 3-year-olds have got everything all over the top of me. It's how bad my life is these days, unfortunately. That's now, I mentioned a few of our fantastic sponsors here. So there's the boys on the start line. SGORA Championship. We'd like to thank Sandfire Creations. This is Brenda Barclay's business. Located in Sandfire Downs, funnily enough. Just around the back here of Port Germein. You can find their website on Facebook for all the information, but she says it's her eco-friendly source for high-quality printing and promotional products, ecologically sound. Anyway, she'll do stickers, T-shirts, polo tops, hoodies, mugs, stubby holders, hats and beanies. Thank you, Brenda. And she's also doing double duty in the catering area there this weekend. Next on our list, Port Pirie Bus Service. Providing public transport around Port Pirie, including a community bus service to various other regional towns within the area, a Kent Group company. Port Pirie Bus Services, 115 Ellen Street, Port Pirie. Contactable on 08 8633 9777. Thank you very much to Port Pirie Bus Service. Giving everyone a good ride around the district there. Now, another one of our major sponsor here this weekend, Mini Paved Bitumen, Mini Paved Concrete. Your one-stop shop for concrete, earthwork works and landscaping. Both businesses located at the same address. That is 35 Clippinger Road, Port Pirie. You can contact them, Barclay, on 08 8633 0109. I don't think he'll answer much this week. He's doing all sorts of jobs around the track here to maintain his backyard. So, as I said, right in front of us here is a bitumised area, although you wouldn't think it was bitumised at the moment, but does definitely keep the dust down for the pit area during a race weekend. So we're looking sort of southwesterly out there, some stuff. Pirie's a little bit to our left. At night time, you can see the lights across the Gulf, the Spencer Gulf. And what a beautiful backyard view the Barclays have here. And thank you very much for them sharing it with us this weekend. So don't forget, Mini Paved Bitumen, Mini Paved Concrete. Not just here, they'll go any and everywhere to look after you. Speaking of look after, Melrose Motors, located at 16 Stewart Street, Melrose. There, an auto parts store, tyres, oils, batteries, fuel, mechanical repairs. You are cruising up north there, drop in and see Melrose Motors. All the crew up there. 16 Stewart Street, Melrose. Phone number is 08 8666 2017. Thank you very much for your support, Melrose Motors. Now, this bloke's going to hit me in the arm later this evening. Mark Escott, the tool man, top-class clubman. Not many people know who he is, but they'll know his face. And you recognise him because he's got the tape measure attached permanently to his right-hand pocket to quickly measure your needs. And he's a general helper here. He spends so much time in and around the pits making things work. He saved Toby Cooper and my bacon here with the PA system a couple of years ago, getting us online at the very last minute. So as much as he does not like being talked about, We do appreciate the efforts here that Mark Escott puts in. Thank you, Mark. And I'll be running away from you later tonight. Next up, AGE, Adrian Gardner Electrical. You've seen him out in his Bond roll bars buggy. It's for sale. Beautifully presented car here this morning. He is a mobile service. And for all your electrical needs, he's based in Port Augusta. And if you want to give him a call, 0419 857 061. Adrian Gardner Electrical, thank you very much for your support around here. Was kindly offering Starlink to me if we needed it, so I've got a spare if anything goes wrong. But fantastic help, and thanks very much again. Keep an eye out for that buggy, it's for sale. Adrian Gardner Electrical. Now another people you want to support, SGORA 250 here. Forgotten about that's what's happening out here at the moment. Not a lot. Sky's looking a little bit grey. Everything's staying in focus. As I said, not the normal transmission you would expect from me. I have nobody up here helping me this weekend. Well, I've got plenty of people helping me, but nobody directly on the transmission. So previously, as you probably know, that I would do this out on Facebook, and I wanted to put this out on YouTube. So if you're at home and you want to remind yourself where to go, Big Bad BD. You've probably seen lots of his videos if you're under off-road racing. But get onto YouTube, Big Bad BD. You'll see the SGORA logo. You know it's live. So that gives us the facilities to bring a couple of good cameras up here and the switching gear, record it all for your entertainment. So, yes, I'm rambling on there a bit. That's just called a time filler in a lot of cases. So we really appreciate it. I'll be going live for the rest of the afternoon till the racing's finished. There will be no lunch break inverted brackets, but I do believe they were splitting it into two heats. I don't know whether they're going to do that. Courtney Strawbridge is our event director with Vicky Rice is the event secretary. We've got Mrs. Battersby in there. We've got a whole lot of the Fosters are up here. I see Gail Foster was in the room. A whole lot of people that have been in the sport for many years coming back here to help out in the transition after we've lost offroadracing.com.au in terms of their live. The Facebook page is taken over by Toby Cooper, doing an excellent job up there in Wirialda. But as to the timing, the live timing going out live and all that sort of thing, not many people have got the facilities to be able to do that. I don't think it's been published the same way that it used to. So being a club event, inverted brackets, there's a lot of volunteers, of course, here, all volunteers really, to run this event. And a lot of them are very much in their first real hot spot of pressure on running a race meeting. So not an easy task. So congratulations to Chuck and his crew of the SGORA Club, Spencer Golf Off-Roaders. They're associated together here. They've been going through some major re-changes or major refitting of office bearers and what have you. So they're all, a lot of thank yous go out to the people that have jumped in to volunteer to help this event. Very much appreciated, and I'm very happy to be able to bring this to you at home today, even though there's not a lot to see at the moment. But one good thing, it's not raining. Those clouds off to my left, you can't see. I can see some blue sky across the Gulf. There's a bit of white cloud starting to poke through, so hopefully we've had all of our rain. And that'll be for today. Don't forget, that's how wet it was this morning on the start line, and that's bitumen underneath that water. That's why it's not washing or soaking away anywhere. So it makes a bit of a slippery start. You're waiting for the resumption of racing at the SGORA 200 here at Samphire Road. Port Augusta. No, that's north. It's closer to Port Germein. Port Perry's below to the south. Have a look on your maps there. And while you're doing that, we'd like to thank some more supporters of this event. Jeffro Transport. Freight and escort service deliveries they handle. Brick cartage specialists. And they're at lot 14, number 1, Wenham's Road, Jamestown. We'd like to give you a phone number of 08 8664 1474. Thank you very much for your support, Jeff Rowe Transport. And we'd also like to thank Germein, Health and Safety Training, Event Medical Services. They'll do all sorts of training. They're nationally accredited to give you the training and the need. They're located at Bullaroo Centre. And if you want to contact the office, you're looking at 0473 745 312. And your email is admin@gemagras.com.au. Thank you very much for your support. Just having a look at there's the current road service. A bit closer looking. That's looking towards turn 1, theoretically. You can see the red arrow and the white background just there to designate a lot of these tyres. A few of these have been, they don't get moved. I think it's the brown crow light moved one significantly a couple of years ago. So they aren't permanently fixed there, but they do slow you down fairly significantly quickly. So there's our super source. Yeah, those officials aren't dead. We're just discussing stuff. It's a still shot I brought off machine. So we'd also like to thank Danny Carter Painting. He didn't paint them, they are moving. But he's done a lot of donation of paint to tidy up the area around here. So thank you very much to Danny Carter Painting. SGORA appreciates every little bit of help. Dwayne Wolf, he's been out here running around as well. A lot of these guys were Barclays asked me to mention them for thanking them, even though they didn't want it. So Dwayne Wolf, that's WULF. Thank you very much for your support around the club to create the SGORA 200 this weekend. We'd also like to thank the Fire Equipment Maintenance Group. It's a corporate member of the Fire Protection Association since 2008. And in 2009, they added a new outlet in Port Perry at 71C Esmond Road. Well, they started off there in Port Augusta at 17 Trent Road. And their phone number there is 08 864 2627. So that's Fire Equipment Maintenance Group. Thank you very much. A lot of fire extinguishers. Every recovery has at least one fire extinguisher, large size, the ones that you see hanging beside of corporate buildings, inside of restaurants and any commercial outlet, rather large fire extinguishers. There's a lot of these cars can burn very quickly. There's a lot of volatile chemicals on board. So that's one of the ideas to make sure all of them are ready to go. So thank you very much to Fire Equipment Maintenance Group, making sure they're all 100% ready to go. So that's what it looks like out there. We're starting to get a little bit more clear sky on its way. And another one of our sponsors here at the SGORA 200 this weekend is Wilsden Joinery, Glass and Glazing, located at 98 Railway Parade, Port Augusta. Phone number 08 8642 2088. They do glazing, joinery, shower cubicles, security screens, mirrors. Just ask, we'll have a go. So thank you very much to Wilsden Joinery, Glass and Glazing, Railway Parade, Port Augusta. So that's a list of our fantastic sponsors. Plus, thank you very much to all of the club volunteers inter-club volunteers. There's always a lot of people that go into creating an event like we've got here. So much experience over the years. Great to see Bob Strawbridge up here last night, having a bit of a yabba about his son up there in Cooper Pedy. Wow. You remember the Simon Tucker bought that car from Brett Smith after winning the West Australian title and all the rest of it. So the old glass next gen, not out here today, but I believe there was a bit of a rumour that the Tuckers might have another car. So we'll get onto them and do a bit of talk about that. So as you see there, we've got number 5. Here's the view of the secondary window. You can see the droplets starting to disappear. This means I can open the window. Have a bit of a pan with this camera. So we had 20 entrants. We hope that they're all still ready to go. One thing I have done this weekend is attach a mobile microphone to myself, so I can do this right now. Go out the door, I can hear the wind change. And then I can have a bit of a look at all of the cars out here. And the cleanest car I can see is Toby Ryman's. Now, I don't think he wants that to be that clean. He seemed to pull in pretty quickly from the start line. So he and he slipped parked together there this weekend. But looking at the Can-Ams close to me here, absolutely peppered with all sorts of Port Germein mud. A lot of people scratching their heads, having a bit of a giggle. Slight amount of rain dropping down here today. Just enough to be annoying. But a lot of preparation, a lot of people walking around the cars, kicking at the mud, having a little bit of a scratch of the head. Lots of people looking at the back of the cars, at the engines, wondering what's exactly going on. We can see the old Speedway style getting the Kate slide or the old spoon, wooden spoon to scrape off all the mud from the race car. He slips mad at it at the moment. A lot of people saying, well, I'll let the water take the mud off the car. There is facility here made available by the Barclays that I can see in the background there, which is a hot wash. He's got the full gurney. He's put a huge tank full of water next to it so everyone can go home relatively clean. And there's a lot of cars already lined up to get a wash because powder weight, very important. Very important indeed. So, geez, the wind's just picking up just a fraction. Starting to blow a little bit of moisture into the commentary box here. But see if I can open one of these windows. Bit of a view. Yes. So you can see one of our recovery cars out there waiting. Thank you very much to all the recovery crews. So there's a clean window. There's a dirty one. You can just notice the difference there. So we're looking across the Spencer Gulf there. Exactly what town that is, I don't know. Can't see far enough down to Tumby Bay. Shout out to all my Tumby Bay friends there, the McNamaras. Ben McNamara was up here testing his new mid-engined Urseg honey badger, and it was a little bit slippery, so he'd be totally understanding what the surface is like out here. So that was round 1 of the SAORRA Championship. The 2024 was the Jamaica race. Great attendance, mixed with motorbikes. So makes it for a very action-packed weekend. Superb facilities, brand new out there. And very much looking forward to coming back out there again. Now, right at the moment, we're just waiting for cars to be sent back out. This is the fun we have, that the details just don't get to us like they used to. So a little bit hard for me to go running after this information. But as I said, bear with us. There's a whole lot of people learning to adapt to a new system. And a lot of people, as people mentioned last night, they really appreciate how much effort Murray and Julie Rogers went to with their caravan and running of events. So thank you very much once again to them for their years of dedication. So there's just the tiniest of raindrops happening here. Just enough to make all of the lines have a bit of a noise in the background. Let's see if that quietens that up for us. All right, thanks for being with us here. If you don't know what you're watching, I think you do. The SGORA 200, round 3 of the South Australian Off-Road Racing Association Club Series 2024. So we've had Jamaica was round 1, end of March. Round 2 was Perilla, near Lameroo in South Australia, just a little bit more towards the border than Lameroo, being the main central town there. And you got, I suppose Pinaroo will argue about that, but the Onkaparinga Ramblers Car Club have been running a superb event out there for many years. And they had a great turnout. Not a lot of media exposure that I've seen. Brett Lehman was up there and having a good bit of fun. Quite a few other photographers. But get onto Facebook and have a look for, just type in off-road, and you'll find many, many different people to give you sort of a bit of an insight into off-road racing as we know it. So still getting all sorts of slight noises here in the background. So what we might do is just run a bit of a video here for you, which I put out on a reel on Facebook the other day. Going back to let you know what's going on out here at the moment. Definitely the clouds are starting to clear a bit. Starting to get some wind breaking these clouds up, rotating all of that moisture down to the bottom, and it's just so very gently dropping a little bit of rain around the place here. So we'll endeavour to find out. So now you can see how it's definitely clearing up. You can see the silos across the Gulf there. Superb facilities here at Samphire Road, Port Germein, South Australia. Thank you very much to Mark Escott, the mini pave legend. Yep, still things out here. Being out of the stretcher itself. SGORA. All round good guy. Thank you very much, Mark. Yes, God. Back here, much in the mini boat 250 for 2024 is running all good. Like in this dry weather, we've got the Northern Territory versus South Australian Challenge coming up. We don't care if you're from New South Wales or Victoria, come on down. It's like great idea here for the mini wave 250. I'll put that on the screen, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, thanks very much. This is a real idea for Perry's Fuels, major sponsor of the Mini Pave 250, and a great deal of great partner with Ian Barclay's business. So they've got over 100 outlets of diesel and other supplies. Of course, the closest one to here is the Tin Man, just outside of Port Perry. They've done a lot of help with the catering, preparing a lot of sandwiches and stuff for us over the years and various other gears. So thanks very much to all of the staff down at the Tin Man near Port Perry, very famous outlet. And a lot of the seating is located here at the catering shop here, the rock and roll catering venue, as I call it. So thanks very much for Perry's. Of course, the mini pave concrete, or just do you think I'm filling in time? People to get ready to go out for another thrash. It's hoping very much to give it some time, but I think everybody's still, just like me here, a little bit cold and frozen. The fingers aren't doing what they want to do. But I'm hoping you are enjoying somewhat of a live footage that you would not normally get. A lot of people have gone into helping me create this little system. So if you're out there and you would like me to come along, I can team up with whoever you like. I have to get my media license for AASA. Shout out to all that crew. Sorry about your recent bereavement in the management of AASA. So many people gone down, a lot of good people. So that's off-road racing. They're very much a community. Everyone knows everyone. If they don't, they soon will. Yeah, camping most of the time on the weekends gives you that opportunity to meet and greet, talk things out, find out what your opposition's doing with their car. So many really good parts of off-road racing. Is it expensive? Sure, but most sports are these days. It's just what floats your boat, as a lot of people say. And the amount of adrenaline that's absorbed into your system from racing off-road here, the SGORA 200, absolutely awesome. Don't forget Samphire Road, Port Germein, if you want to come out here tomorrow. Better hurry if you're close today. A lot of people advertising the event online for us, hopefully. So let's see what else we can do here. Just going back through my history. Oh, it's good. Let's get that video. This was the new weight room track which is going up. It's here for South Australian off-road roads. July, very July we have. The new weight room extension track. It's got a lot to say bucks. Motors to Australia. It's ready for some toast. It's not just Australia for hundred. It's long. Right? It's like long with hello. He's here is that was still a bit of a historical fear drawing. It's just like I'm certainly liking the far up. It's going to sound so. Okay. Looks like we're getting closer to a race start or a resume of the race, lap number 2. Thanks very much to Susan Battersby and the internet. I've been able to source some information here, and let me tell you, it's a muddy day. 4-wheel drives get to the front once again. So there's the conditions there out there at the moment, waiting for race cars to turn up. But have a look at the results at the moment. If I can get my fingers to work. So out in front, if I look at it here, looks very much like we can get a lap time. There we go. So a lap time of 13 minutes, 11 seconds with an average speed of 82 kilometres a lap is Michael Parham and Stephen Mulder. In side-by-side number 699. I think that's the first time I can remember them leading an event. And they are clear by a couple of minutes. Hang on. No, 22 seconds clear, basically, of Luke Moody and Tom Germein. Always trip my tongue over that one. And they're in a side-by-side turbo Can-Am as well. So first and second outright the moment, Can-Ams. Third at the moment, Cy Heaslip in his 999 Jimco single seater. The 136 there of Matt Curtis and Grant Pryor. They're in 4th position in their Pro Light buggy. Then we've got 2 other Pro Light buggies, 5th and 6th. Blair Johns being chased down by Evan Lampard. So superb driving from those guys. Only a few seconds separates those 2 competitors. The 184 Pro Light, of course. Evan Lampard second in the competition. Want to move up the field, but 175 Blair Johns and Cooper Johns. This is Cooper's. He's the youngest of the Brendan's sons, the Blair family, and he will be punched drunk a little bit later there. SAORRA series being Evan Lampard with Leo Grady navigating. That's no mean feat. I'll get tongue-tied. I'll be back there in a minute. I'm trying to do too many things. That's a huge effort there. They've both got an average speed there of 78 kilometres an hour for that lap, 79 for our leading Pro Light of Matt Curtis. Now, following them, another Can-Am, another excellent competitor, Jeff Brennan with Brett Beattie alongside. They've got an average speed of 76 kilometres an hour, 14 minutes 15 per lap for them. And then we go back and have a look here. What else we got? We've got another side-by-side, the 628, Ben Fatchin with Heath, his son, alongside, 14 minutes 15 for their lap. And let's have a look here now. Ninth place outright, 1059, Darren Wright, Chloe Wright. And they have a time of 14 minutes 24 all the way down from the territory. Welcome this weekend. Beautifully presented Southern Cross race car. Just been in the Fink. Cleaned her up. Get it down here. Great to see. Following them in 10th outright at the moment is 902, Andrew Fitzgerald. A little bit down to where he'd like to be in the pro buggy, I'm sure. SGORA member. Very experienced, over 40 plus years of off-road racing here in South Australia. So he's been an integral part of preparing the track for the SGORA 200 here. So that's our top 10. So just run through the top 10 again. That's 699 out in front, Mike Parham. 613, Luke Moody in another Can-Am. First of our buggies, the 999 single-seater of Cy Heaslip 136 of Matt Curtis is in fourth. Fifth is the 174 of Blair Johns. Sixth, the Pro Light 184 of Evan Lampard. Seventh, the side-by-side pro of Jeff Brennan. Eighth, the side-by-side pro of Ben Fatchin. Ninth, the 105.9 Sports Light of Darren Wright. 10th is the 902 Pro Buggy of Andrew Fitzgerald. 11th is the 1055 Adrian Gardner, and the world's greatest navigator, Ian Budgie Langsford, alongside to point Adrian in the correct direction. He's also been rumoured to be working on Budgie's race car. He's going to go out and teach driving, is what I've heard. But he's stretched his limit there with the Summit Glass machine not out on track this season so far. So he's been able to jump aboard with Adrian Gardner, who's not far from here, one of our event sponsors. So great to see that car in 11th position at the moment. I'm sure it's all due to Budgie Langsford's expert guidance. Now, let's have a look here. Now, the next placing 12th, 1074. This is David Adams in the Desert Rat, the DR1. And he had a little time here of 15 minutes, 40 seconds. Probably not where he'd like to be. A lot of the two-wheel drives finding it very slippery out on course there today. No surprise that the Can-Ams have just lapped it up. And that's how competitive these race cars are. To be so close on the time is just fantastic. Great show here. Next up is in 13th at the moment is the 134 Pro Light of David Hall and Matt Hall. 14th is the 256 Super 1650 buggy of Mark Taylor, with his son Ryder pointing the way. Haven't seen any streamers off the back of that car today, so we'll keep an eye out for that a little bit later. Always good at trying to clear all of the track markers early is Mark Taylor and the rest. So, Boom of the Buggy, basically it's his home area. It was built by the Fitzgeralds up here, Port Augusta. So very familiar to this type of dirt. Baruta's only just a little bit north of here. If you remember Baruta in the national championships, and even back in the 70s, Baruta was a national race. So a big shout out to the Bentley family. And that's a private test track for the Bentleys. That's why Hannah and Sam are so quick. He's getting a lot of time on a very historic track. Next up, let's have a look here. We got the 6138 side-by-side turbo of Jack Livingston and Jake Marks. He's in 15th. 16th is a Pro Buggy of Corey Hayworth. Pro Buggy? No, I think you'll find that's a Super 1650 buggy with Jai Hayworth alongside navigating this weekend. 17th, you find the 1027 Sports Light of Jim Golder Shep and Alan Stark there, having a little bit of extra time added to the bottom corner. We'll obviously see them move up the field. The 80 of Toby Ryman, Craig Redding, did not finish. He was our first person to pull off the track. And unfortunately, the 52 of Darren Smart, or Damien, what do I call him, Darren? For he'll get me later. Damien, or DJ, as he likes to be known, which is, of course, DJ Off-Road Mechanical up there in Alice Springs. Unfortunately, we aren't seeing him here. I saw him get scrutineered, so I'm not sure exactly what's happened to him. So hopefully they'll be able to get back on course tomorrow. And Alan Morris in the Super 1650, unable to start here as well in the 214. So, so the Territorians, we have DJ Smart, and he is in the pits fixing it up. And 9th place is our highest place Northern Territorian, being Darren Wright in the Southern Cross. So great to see a couple of Territorians coming down here. Hard luck for Darren. Having a bit of a chat with him last night. What a shame. It's for a lot of people know the history of off-road racing. That is a Thorn-built buggy featured on, I think, the Valvoline cover for a while back there. But talking to DJ, he said he found it in Tasmania and brought it back up to Alice and basically rebuild the whole thing. But unfortunately, something has gone wrong for today. I'll endeavour to find out all this information a little bit later. But I hope you're enjoying SGORA 200 here. I'm enjoying my ramblings as I look to the Spencer Golf side. If you want to find out all these results, get on the Facebook. Have a look at Spencer Golf Off-Road Association. They've been putting up a whole lot of photos for today. Thanks to Susan Battersby for taking a photo of the results. Good old Chuck, president of SGORA there, been putting in a big effort to promote the event. So very happy we're able to get the entries we did. We had about 25, 26 entries at its peak. And unfortunately, we've had a few, quite literally almost, and from what I hear, I've got to get some further information, but the Loveday 400 event creator, yes, the Waitley family out there in beautiful Loveday, just down the road from Barmera, South Australia in the Riverland, unfortunately sent me a message the other day and said, I'm not racing, I've got concussion. So what? So that's not very good. Being a sufferer myself with that, we're playing Australian rules football for the old local teams back in the day. And it's not something to be really laughed at. It can be really serious. And he sent me back a photo and he's been attacked by a D-shackle. That's what he said. Exact story. Well, I think we'll have to let Tony tell that one. So shout out to Toby, Jody and Tony that we're going to be racing here. We would have had 3 cars from the Loveday 4x4 Park sporting team. It would have been a first to have 3 of them out on course at once. So great shame that they are unable to make it here. So get well soon there, Tony. Looking forward to going up and calling the race there. Myself there, won't be doing any live, not much. Not this year. Maybe next year we'll set up for Loveday. So apologies to everyone that was expecting it to be live, but if you get into all of the problems associated with producing that show live, there's a lot of people that want a piece of the pie, and we hope very much that Motorsport Australia and all of their associates can sort out a better idea of marketing the sport. We've got a new presenter that Sam was at the Fink, and I think he's very much new to off-road racing. So I hopefully see them get some more live footage out, maybe. I know they do some live updates. They Fink was the first time, so very much looking forward to seeing what they have in mind for Loveday. As I said, if you want to hear what's going on in the race there, it'd probably be a good idea to go up there and camp. I think it's $30 for the weekend or so. Very much a good price to go and get close to Australia's best off-roading, because what a fantastic round we had at the Fink Desert Race. Non-stop action the whole time. Beautifully presented live, but I'll tell you, that's a lot of money they put into that live presentation and a lot of staff. Shout out to the 2 Joshes in the commentary box, plus the ladies from Brisbane area there coming across. Supercars, of course, a lot of people dropping off on their way to Darwin for the supercar event there. So a lot of big names appeared up there at the Fink Desert Race. Of course, we've got at least one competitor from the Fink here today that raced, and one that has raced many times. Old DJ Smart talking about, I think his first race was Fink in 1992, 93, wasn't quite sure. So one of Australia's leading sprint race, or for us, we call it a sprint race, but a lot of people say 2-day enduro. So I'm hearing cars warm up, people. We're looking like we're going to be getting towards a start soon. There's a little gearbox warm-up oval track at the top here that cars can go around and make sure all of the oils are up to temperature. That includes the steering. Gearbox, very important. Engine's got to be up at the right temperature for it order to buy there. You can look it up on Loveday 4x4 Adventure page. You'll find all the details there. Looking forward to going up there and having another look in the beautiful Riverland of South Australia. But, you know, did you catch round one? Unreal. How poor old Cookie did not win that event, and the new buggy, after coming into side-by-side, just was a little bit too conservative. And then what happened to the poor bloke at Fink? Rolled it, I think, about 3 times in total for the 2 days. Something like that there. Come away with some broken ribs and what have you. I really feel for you, Cookie. Get well soon, mate, because I fell over here yesterday and I've got extremely sore rib at the moment. So nowhere near the impact that they've endured. But that's off-road racing, all his safety equipment, because don't forget, he hurt his ribs on the Sunday, and drove the car home on the Monday. Tough. That's what off-roaders are. Extremely dedicated and extremely focused on a finish. Everyone wants to look after the partners, sponsors, whatever you want to call it, to keep the event, keep them happy and part of the event. So hence why you hear me talking about that's the big thing. If you're out in the pits here and you're listening to me, because I'm going live behind me to all the spectator area, and your car, you didn't hear your sponsors, that's because I haven't got them. Sorry if I didn't make it around to you earlier, but it's a bit of a struggle there with this type of weather. So do you want to come up and make yourself available? You see this bloke walking around with camo pants on and a brown jumper, just call over and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you. And I'll talk your ear off. But more importantly, I'd love to know more about your race car. I know how important it is to keep sponsors happy. And speaking of happy, let me adjust this camera. Let's have a look. Who's on the start line there? That's Fitzy. And he's off. Still looks a little bit slippery here. Not entirely sure how they've spaced everyone out by this. So this is Adrian Gardner on the start line now. This car is for sale, the 2019 Bond Roll Bars machine. Thanks to Adrian Gardner Electrical, Neil Automotive, Ursig Motorsport, Waters Mechanical. As I said, this beast is for sale. Very bright spotlight on that one. Just a little bit blinding. Yeah, I reckon he found the rev limiter on that one. First gear. That's just slippery conditions right there, isn't it? See him running away in the distance. Next on the start line, the 134 of David Hall. He'd like to thank Pro 4x4, JRCM, Mickey Thompson Tyres, Natural Good Life, Ursig Motorsport, and Range Glass is his new business. So if you're wondering where David Hall was, Well, a bit of a spin out there. You can't quite see on camera, but entertaining the spectator row along there over the jump. Beautiful work. Next on the start line, we have the 1014. This is the Desert Rat, the DR1, Honda Power. David Hall is out in front, and he's going to be chased down here. Don't you worry about that. Class 10. David Adams. And if you look very closely at that start, you would have seen some smoke. Yes, that's the bitumen out the front here. So he did light them up. I'll tell you what, it's so grippy normally that you see CVs just straining, groaning, complaining. So quite unusual to see a little bit of wheel spin here. Next, Boom of the Buggy. Father and son, Mark and Ryder Taylor. I would love $1 for every kilometre in off-road racing this car has done. Andrew Fitzgerald gave Shannon a chance to drive this for many years. Excellently built and maintained car there at Augusta Four-Wheel Drive and Service Centre. And he's our next car away. So don't forget, if you want to see the race times, my suggestion is to look up the SGORA, the Spencer Golf Off-Road Racing Association page on Facebook, and you'll see the results that I saw, thanks to Susan Battersby taking some photos. Next on the start line, the car with the longest number here for a side-by-side, Jack Livingston, a side-by-side turbo with Jake Marks alongside 6138. It's a Can-Am. Still haven't seen a new model Can-Am with the different top arms out here racing yet. I'm sure there's a few getting built. Shout out to SBH Engineering, old Simon Herman. Great way to get into the sport. Allows you a lot of time to concentrate on all of your lines in and out of corners. You've only got to put it in drive. It's like an automatic. And away you go. Next on the start line, the 281. This is the Jetworks Southern Cross. Corey Hayworth with Jai Hayworth having a ride there, so we can see the height difference in the helmets. I'll tell you what, having an absolute ball out there in this car. Changed it from a beam car to an A-arm front end and having loads of fun. So don't forget Jetworks out at Lonsdale. The 1027 on the start line next. This is Jim Golden, the Shep on Sports Light. Alan Stark's pointing the way this weekend. Having a look at this car, I said he's got the most solidly built front end on any of the race cars out here this weekend, I'd say. Goodness knows what will happen to any wildlife that gets in front of that car. It is not going to bend at all. It is a ripper. Having a bit of problem with gear selection there.